Hi there, welcome to Bravo Aviation videos. Today I'm not flying the plane or visiting the plane or shooting great approaches. Today I'm doing the work you do before you fly the plane. I have a potential trip that some would say is right in the sweet spot of general aviation. I need to be at a family event in New Philadelphia, Ohio, a week from today. Now, New Philadelphia is, it's about a 3.5 hour drive from here, but it's an hour and 15 minutes or so to fly. I need to be up and back in the same day, so there's a lot of time saving here. But it's also one of the worst types of trips one can take as a general aviation pilot. I say that because, in the world of cybersecurity, we talk about social engineering. In the world of flying, we talk about social pressure. When you set yourself up to do a flight mission that you absolutely positively have to do. Now, it's been my rule over the years, if I absolutely have to be someplace, to call an airline and get a ticket. Because there are so many variances that can happen in general aviation. It's weather, it's equipment, it's the whole list of things. And over and over and over again, if you watch any of those videos on people who crash their airplanes, you'll find that those social circumstances cause them to fly when they shouldn't have flown. You can, on some trips, make it. Years and years and years ago, in the middle of a trip, I put my family on an airplane and sent them home and brought in a flight instructor to fly with me. I strongly believe that you never put yourself in a position where you absolutely have to fly the airplane, because you don't know what's going to happen to the weather, you don't know what's going to happen to your own physical condition, too many variables. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down and come up with a plan for making this trip to New Philadelphia next Tuesday. Someplace along the line, I may blow it off and decide that I need to drive. There's really no way to take a commercial airplane from here to New Philadelphia. I don't even know if I can go from Cincinnati to Akron-Canton. If I did, I would end up with about 2.5, 3 hours, maybe 4. There would be more time spent driving to and from those airports and waiting than I would save by flying. So it's either general aviation, where I fly it in the Cutlass, or I drive. So let's look at the flight plan. So I've got my ForeFlight up, and I'm going to go in here and look at. Let's see here. I have. I don't know why we're packing for anything. I've got 107 Tango Sierra as the airplane. Let's. Oops. There we go. So now I know how I can turn that on. That's great. So I'm going to put in here KMWO, which is a Middletown, and that takes me to Middletown, and then KPHD, which is New Philadelphia, and it's saying an hour and 16 minutes. And I'm going to assume we're just going to start here by doing next Tuesday, the 24th, and I'm going to guess that I'm going to leave at 9 a.m. I don't know yet when the event is, so that will be something that as we move this along and adjust. So right now they've got a projection of 8 knots of headwind, but that may be the standard when I'm heading northeast. So as I look at the route here, that takes me right over Columbus. 8,000 feet will work. Maybe, let's see here. So 7,000 feet will work. 5,000 feet will save me a gallon of fuel. Okay, so we're going to go to 5,000 feet, which also gets me over the airspace at Columbus probably just fine. And that brings it down to 1 hour and 14 minutes. Routes. I don't think I need to do that. I will just assume that I'm going to file direct. And those of you who watch my videos know that the happiest moment an instrument pilot has is when it goes in your favor. So the next thing I need to do, now that I have these two set as a pattern, is I'm going to go look at weather. So here is the forecast weather for September 24th. I see that there's a big high over West Virginia. There are no fronts that I need to worry about in that direction. So right now, looking at this, it looks like the weather is going to be, if not perfect, but the weather probably should be pretty okay. Now let's go back and look at the weather going backwards. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for major trends, and over the week I'm going to be following these trends. And since I'm going to do one of these live broadcasts every day when I do it, you'll see as I do it. So here we go. So here, if I were flying on Sunday, it looks like we do have some possibles. The low comes through and the high goes south, so there might be some weather right around Cincinnati. But it's not there on Saturday. Friday looks good. Now, as we come in closer, we get a more detailed map. And these are right from NOAA. The subscription that I have at ForeFlight provides me with this weather. So, right there, high. Boy, if this event were on Thursday, it'd be great. Wednesday, we got a little bit of chance of rain. Now, just so you understand my philosophy on weather, I'm an instrument-rated pilot. I'm flying an instrument-rated piece of equipment. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm willing to fly through rain. I'm willing to fly through fog. I'm willing to fly through smoke. There are 3 things off the top of my head, but if something jumped up at me, there might be more, that I eliminate a flight from weather. One is ice. If we've got ice forecast any place, or conditions that may lead to ice, or a warning on ice, chances are I'm not going to fly. So that cuts out a bunch of cloudy days in the winter, because there's almost always, in the winter in Ohio, ice in those clouds. Too early in the season for that. And convective weather. Thunderstorms, but all convective weather. I don't see any convective weather here. Convective weather normally has a cold front moving through. We don't have that. We have a cold front that went through, and we have a chance of rain. A chance of rain, you can generally fly around. Looks even better then. Yeah, this is about the same as Thursday. And in all of these, we've got rain that's staying just south of my line of flight. And tomorrow, we've got some convective, some thunderstorm chances to the right. Yep. Okay, and this brings us back to today, which isn't bad. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is another weather check. So I'm going to go in. I've got the airports, and if I do the maps, I see I now have, because I set up the flight plan, I now have from the maps the two cities that I'm going to. The two airports are listed here, and as you can see from flights, other flights I've gone to: Pittsburgh International, Chicago O'Hare, Put-in-Bay. Recent flights are down there below. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Middletown, and I'm in my weather tab, and I'm going to go to daily. And daily gives me a long-term forecast, and I'm going down here to Tuesday. So it's telling me that on the 24th, I've got a 49% chance of rain during the day. We'll hit this button, and it tells me that I'm going to have low IFR at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. So there's a possibility that I might have really bad low visibility weather, and then I've got a chance of rain. And according to this forecast, it's going to rain overnight, and it will let up by 11 a.m., and then from 11 to 5, it'll be pretty good. Now, we've got to look at how accurate this is. On a recent planned trip to O'Hare, I did the same thing I'm doing now because it's my general practice to start early and follow it. And on it, I had weather that absolutely positively matched the pattern for 5 days. And then when I got to the airport, the front that was supposed to move further south turned east and headed over the airport, and I ended up getting blocked by convective weather between Middletown and O'Hare. So this doesn't look convective. As you can see, it's like morning rain, and then it's clear all day. Yeah, okay. So that's fascinating. Let's go look at New Philadelphia on the 24th. Ooh, and it's pretty much the same. Yeah, it is. It's pretty much the same. It's low IFR. So overnight, we've probably got a dew point temperature spread that's like nothing, and so we're going to have, yeah, it's calm. So it's like a warm front, or we've got a high. It's going to be really calm. When it's calm and we've got a small spread, you end up having all kinds of fog. And then when the sun gets up, it burns the fog off, and the winds pick up just a bit, and everything's fine during the day. Now, however, it's showing that even though we've got no ceiling, we've still got a chance of rain. So there may be some clouds moving through. Okay, so there we go. In my weather, I've got rain, but there's no convective activity planned here. I've got really low visibility early in the morning. So what does that do for my planning? Right now, I've got to decide what I'm doing, right? So probably I'll go reserve the airplane. I'm going to check the FBO. We're going to do that in a minute in New Philadelphia. And we've got to check on rental cars. if you're flying a small airplane, either you need to have a crew car, which some places, I mean, I know towns in Colorado, anytime I want a crew car for the day, it's no problem. The towns have them because they want people flying in and spending their money. Either a crew car or a rental. And I recall in New Philadelphia, the rental car should be open during the weekday, but it's not open on the weekend. So if I'm flying into that area to see Amish country on the weekend, it doesn't work. You have to head up to Akron Canton. Okay, so I'm going to go check with the FBO. But looking at this load, let's go back here to it. I'm sorry. You can see it's in pink. LIFR, that's low instrument flight rules, 300-foot ceiling. Now, I've flown in 300-foot ceilings, but it's not a preference. And a 300-foot ceiling plus rain, but I've got pretty good visibility on the ground. So I'm going to be thinking about that. That's a definite risk I've got to consider. So part of what we're looking at is, for the approach, I probably can't do the approach into LIFR. Might be able to. We'll look at the approaches that are available. And let's see. So if I'm going up here, let's go to procedures, approaches. The VORA won't make it. However, we've got a okay, so this approach, the lowest one, goes down to 647. Okay. And we're going to close that. And let's go back here and check the, I'm going to go check that weather again. I want to see where the wind is going to be. Give me an idea of which approach. So we're talking about 184. So it's a, so let's go back and see what approach it was. I think I picked the wrong one. Let's pick a different approach. Procedure, approach, 1.5, which is what I'd use on a 1.8 wind. And it goes down to 686. Okay, so the best approach I have into New Philadelphia can take me down to 686 feet, and I have a forecast right now, but it's a week away, but a forecast of a 300-foot ceiling. So right now, under that forecast and this approach, I can't get into New Philadelphia before noon. So one of the things I have to find out is, when is the event in New Philadelphia? If the event's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it looked like I had excellent space to get in. If the event is at 10 a.m., I'm probably driving. So it's a week away, and we've already got what we're looking for and what our needs are to make this flight. Now, I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be tracking the weather again. We'll take what I've learned over the past day and move on. Thanks for joining me. Hope you come back tomorrow to see the next day's worth of this. For those of you who are interested, I am not a flight instructor. I'm not teaching you how to do any of this. What I'm doing is showing you what I do. I'm merely an instrument-rated private pilot who's been flying for 49 years. And you know, the old saying is there are bold pilots and old pilots. That should answer your questions. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you soon.